Hey, welcome to today's Thursday. And Thursdays are my PHPStan development streams sponsored by Esteemed. So Esteemed has sponsored my time to contribute to PHPStan, specifically around PHP 8 readiness. Esteemed is an AI powered talent management and career solutions provider for digital professionals. If you need a job, they will help you find a job. So if you are looking for a contract or full-time gig, check out their job board at http. Well, I don't need to spell that part out, but it's esteemed.io/jobs that will redirect you to their jobs board. In addition to being a great source for jobs, they have a strong community and network of developers. If you haven't checked out, Esteemed has a lunch and learn, or they're at various Drupal camps. You can check them out. I will put the link in the chat. I hang out in their Slack channel to hang out with the network. It's useful. Collaborate with a few different folks in there, and it's not letting me copy. So let me just copy this for anybody that's curious to join their Slack. We had a short URL, but that just was not working inside the Slack chat, so I'll give that a try. So again, if you're curious to join if you are a freelancer, or you're the one person at your company and basically just a freelancer, join that community to hang out with some other developers. It's a good time. All right, so I'm going to be continuing on two issues that I mostly wrapped up last week. So PHPStan, one thing we realized when targeting the 7.4 PHP to PHP 8 is that deprecated functions in PHP were not reported. These are things like create function, each, and there's a handful of them. So once you get into PHP 8, PHPStan will report that they're not found. However, most Drupal users don't use PHPStan for pure static analysis. They just use it for deprecation notices. And that can be a problem if PHPStan isn't reporting internal functions as deprecated, such as in 7.2 they have been. And I believe in PHP 8, a lot of the reflection API has been deprecated, so that won't go as reported through static analysis. So this got kicked off back in July. I took some time away from it because it's also a lot of work. Esteem came in with sponsorship, and we were able to push it forward. So last week we got the better reflection package updated for detecting deprecated methods, and this has since had a release. So now I just have to integrate it into PHPStan itself. So we have it here where it says get document. If it's been tagged inside the doc comment with deprecated, we check if it matches the version. Otherwise, JetBrains provides these stub files, and those have PHP 8 annotations, or attributes, sorry, not annotations, attributes. And we parse that to see if it's been deprecated and if it should be considered deprecated. Because you can take PHPStan, and let's say you're on PHP 7.2, and you're trying to analyze against PHP 7.4. You can actually do that the same way that you can be on 7.4 and analyze against PHP 8, which is one thing that Gabor had tried to do with upgrade status, and how we found out that there's a lot of gaps in what PHPStan can detect when it comes to PHP 8 analysis. And I am going to mess up some words today because it is way too much PHP in every single word that I say. So now the next step is working on this. So better reflection is now updated here, making this work should now be a breeze. And the next steps, I just need to update native function reflection to receive a boolean for deprecated and the deprecated string. So I did not make a branch for this, correct? Nope. All right, so let's go. I have my other issue open, but let's just turn down the volume and not make push. Git checkout master, git fetch prune upstream, git rebase. I wonder if the GitHub command line has made this simpler at all. Let's see. Git GH. I just want to do a little side quest. So GH core commands browse PR release actions. Oh, that's new. Run what workflow runs. Additional commands. Repo. Let's do GitHub repo. fork sync. Oh, GitHub repo sync. Can't sync because master's not tracking PHPStan source. All right. I thought maybe that would help us do a rebase. Sync a local repository to its remote specific branch from its parent. Oh, that's kind of annoying that we'd have to say sync and then I'd have to do PHPStan source. All right, never mind. Done. I whatever I did, I got it working for my own fork. So let's go make a new branch. GitHub 5333 native reflection deprecated support. So let's go I double tap shift to open this fun little finder, which lets me go into this class here. And I did some checking earlier on the last stream to see the example. So we can see in PHP function reflection, it is deprecated and deprecated description. I'm just going to add it to the end here. And do copy paste because copy and pasting makes life so much easier. I'm going to reorder these so that way they're in order of the constructor. Deprecated description is deprecated. Although to me that feels backwards, so I'm going to flip these around and we'll copy these parameters. Do I have the Stack Overflow macro keyboard? What is that? Stack Overflow macro keyboard. Oh, Word, I need this. Not because I want the C and V, but because I was looking at a Stream Deck. I need to buy one of these Stream Decks for my streaming stuff, so that way I can like have shortcuts to different scenes or various things. But it's also like huge. I mean, this mini. All right, let's do a price check. Give me the mini page. Joker not loading. All right, pre-order. How much is this? Read more. Blah 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 blah. Wait, I don't have. I hope you can do like $30. Hold on, 1 second though. I don't have any USB ports or USB whatever, A, B, whatever, 3, whatever it's called. I only have USB-C ports. And this cord is USB-C to USB 3, and I can't plug it into my computer. Specs, 3 key programmable configurable. Can't talk. I'm guessing I could just use my own. I guess it would work with a USB to USB-C. All right. The mini. How much is the mini? I don't want the reviews. Shop now. So I'm gonna get back $80. All right. I could pay $80 for something with 3 keys, or I could do this. Let's pre-order this sucker. Check out. And this is when I do not show the Shopify page on my computer because I do not need everybody having my home address. All right. So while I wait for my Shopify pay code, oh, there it is. All right. Drop, pay now. Hold on, it's loading. $5 in shipping. So spoiled about free shipping in most places. All right, pre-ordered. Sweet. Thank you for that hint. So now I can have my nice little 3 keys to do like a theme switch or who knows what. That looks fun. All right. Little Christmas present to myself, and I should have bought it with my business card so I could have put it as a business expense more easily. Or to copy paste. Yeah. Just copy paste everything. All right, let's fix this error. Sorry. Oh. All right, so trinary logic. Okay, let's see. Is deprecated. Let's reference this some more. So again, we're going to copy paste. Ooh. So get deprecated. And you know, if I was able to actually not be, if I could actually be focused, it's one of those things where I would do like a recording, playing around with the keyboard and hacking around with it. But I'm not that focused. I am not that organized. So I'll get it, probably plug it in 2 months later and use the basic functionality. And then a year later, I will customize it to do things that I want it to do. Knowing me, that is the track that I will be down on. All right. Let's close Chrome. So deprecation is deprecated, or the description is deprecated. We need to find all the usages of the constructor so that way we can fix it, because right now it would crash because there's a broken constructor call. New native reflection. So reflection function. What's your junction? If so, it try catch reflection function equals reflect file name doc group blah 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 blah. Oh, what is going on here? So if what is going on? This confuses me. All right, so lowercase function name goes to there. Variance comes from inside of this function map. Throw type is null. So I'm guessing we should do is deprecated equals false and deprecated description equals empty. And then we get the reflection here, and if it's not null, we'll set these things. So say is deprecated equals reflection function is deprecated. Deprecated description equals reflection function. Oh no. What is this saying it returns? Function reflection. Oh, that's not it. What did we... Memoizing reflector. I don't... Now I got to figure out where I contributed this fix to. Reflection function abstract has deprecated. Wait, is deprecated. Get attributes. Oh. So is deprecated. Get attributes. PHP. Oh, did we not set? Oh, did I do this and it doesn't set a description? I guess so. So is deprecated. So this just checks if it's deprecated. All right. Get attributes. This get attributes. On the node. All right. So let's get back here. There is no deprecated description that we can use. So we need to go back in here and delete the description. All right. Now we need to get a test going. I should have wrote the test first. But again, oh well. Merge duplicates identifier not found. So let's go figure out where this would live in a test. Test PHPStan rules. No, it wouldn't be in rules. It'd be in reflection. Better reflection. No. PHP. Data. Nope. Reflection provider test. Type. Oh. Native function reflector. Words are hard. All right, I want to see where this native function reflection provider is used. It's used in the broker. What's a test? Let's look at the broker test. Test function not found. Autoloaded exception. That's not it. I guess maybe in the analyzer. Let's see. Anonymous class name rule test, class constant, dynamic. Data. I wish I knew what I'd even want to be looking for. Sorry for the coughing. I'm finally coming over whatever sinus thing has decimated me for the past week. Rules, I guess. See, the problem is these rules, the deprecation rules live in another package. All I want to do is verify that this reflection provider given create function says, yep, that's deprecated. Command. So let's just E2E data, no. Class, not auto-loaded. Just look at function reflection. Data source locator. So self, get by type, reflection provider. This is in the setup. Test class not found. Test class autoloading exception. I feel like it should go here, but let's see. Reflect. Just autoload everything in the file. Source stubber. Optimize directory source autoloader. No. Geez. I don't know where this should go. So this is the data. I just feel like it's somewhat odd that there's not a test for functions testing. Parallel parser, PHP version factory test, PHP doc, process, annotations. Because I feel like it should go in better reflection to verify that we get the reflection we want. Reflection provider test. Maybe this is it. Test function throw type. Test method throw type. Maybe this is it. So let's copy. So let's do public function test function deprecated. And since the above is for methods, let's do it after this one here. The test function throw type. All right, so this tests the function throw type, and we want to test the function deprecated. String function name. Bool is deprecated. Now, so this has the test if the version ID is greater than 7.2, we add it in. So that's what we'll have to do. So reflection provider, we'll copy this. Oh, see, why don't we just group copy? Yeah, that copy paste thing would have been great right now. Function name. And then this assert equals expected is deprecated, and function not is deprecated. Yeah, function is deprecated. We can copy that. Bool is deprecated. Data function deprecated. More copy paste in the right area though. So let's go see some examples. So phpnet search create function. Deprecated in 7.2, removed in 8. So we'll stick here. So this is the PHP identifier for 7.2. And I want to name my yield now that I know this can be done. Each, I know each was deprecated. All right, so we'll run that, and let's see. Where's downloads. This isn't going to be supported versions. All right, 7.4, 7.3, 8.0. Let's see. Deprecations for 7.4. That's what I want to see. Real type array exists with objects, reflection export methods, implode. Let's see, 7.3. Let's do 7.0. I like that this URL matches superseded by 2. Okay, so create function, each, assert with string argument, parse string without second argument. These are all things that we need to write rules for. A lot of them are things that we have to write rules for. 7.3. What I want to check is 8.0. This RFC was postponed. So why don't we then make this be if it's greater than 8.1, which right now I don't know if PHPStan is testing for that, but is that an else? I'll let the maintainer decide if this is too much by having the else in place. Yeah, we'll just. I didn't even know this is a function. Really? Huh. This is legitimately a function. Returns the time of sunrise for a given day and location. What? Did not know. Today I learned. These on objects without argument. Hash function family. We'll just leave it at this. Else false. Now I'm on PHP version, PHP 8 locally, so we should get to run it. Oh, create function was not found when trying to analyze it. Discovering symbols is not properly configured. All right, so we need to not run this on PHP 8. Or does it have to be if PHP is greater than? Oh. So we need to do if PHP version ID is less than 8. Oh, I don't like how that looks at all. But I guess it's about the only way we can do it. So we can say if we're less than 8, so if PHP 8 is less, if it's, I want to cut this out. So if PHP is less than version 8, create function is deprecated if greater than 7.2, right? That's what it was, I believe. So 7.2 is when create function and each was deprecated. Great. So we're going to do no else, because otherwise it errors because it's not a defined function. Yeah, it sounds like a fun function, but I imagine it could only be a nightmare having to maintain. And then 8.1, did it say when it was going to be deleted? Removing 9. So let's future-proof this. and say if PHP version ID is less than 9, it's deprecated at less than 8. Let's run it, and we should get, oh, trinary object does not match Boolean, and oh, is deprecated. Oh, that's right. It's supposed to be this value. So now if we play it passed. All right, so I'm going to commit this. Actually, let's see if I can get a quick, all right, GitHub Actions. Run list, run view, rerun, download. I was hoping they may be built in running locally. I figured that would be doubtful. Let's do a make lint. See make lint. I'm not worried about code standards. Dependency analysis. No errors found. Let's just push it. Commit message, native function reflection, deprecated support. Let's do a push. Issue number. We will do GitHub PR create. Edit the body. Fixes. That issue ID. Submit. So now if we look at the issue. Oh, usually it auto updates with maybe. Why? Oh, I know why. Copy the URL. Because there's PHPStan and then there's PHPStan source. So let me edit. Oh, maybe fixed by. Oh, so that's interesting that you can actually do cross repo linking to close your issues. So you could have like one repo that is your artifact and issues, or you could have one that is the source code and receives all of the data, because that's what happens. PHPStan source is where all the source code is, and then the actual PHPStan repo has the FAR that's compiled from the source, along with the issue bot, playground API, playground runner. If you're not familiar with what the playground runner is, it's this code right here. I'm tempted to build one that works for Drupal, so that way when people need to test their Drupal code, they can run it in here and call various Drupal core functions and other items to be able to show that PHPStan Drupal is broken or missing coverage. I thought about working on that because it seems somewhat easy. You have to use, they use Bref, which is a way for running PHP inside of AWS Lambda. So I thought about trying to work with that. Okay, getting back to the task at hand. We have the code up and some tests are failing. What failed? Static analysis on 7.1. Test it. Oh, man. I didn't specify a return type, and I have no way of canceling my own workflows. So let's just get status, get add tests, git amend, which is my alias for git commit dash dash amend. Back in the early days of Drupal Commerce, we had to do all of our development on GitHub because we couldn't do any jobs or CI flows on Drupal.org. And we were using pull request workflows. So we did a lot of amends and a lot of rebases to keep single commits. So I just made a shortcut for amends so that way I wouldn't have to rebase anything later if I didn't want to. It would just all be there. All right, so this reran. 58 queued, 23 in progress. All right, since this is pretty darn quick, I'm going to wait to see if we can get a majority of green. As once we're there, I'm going to work on the fact that define case sensitive parameter is ignored. Before I guess the phpnet, phpnet, define. So define has a third argument, I had no idea, that you can make it called insensitive as false, and that's finally been deprecated because case-insensitive constants have been deprecated since PHP 7.3. So let's see, I got a review back. Please define. On lower versions, we can test that it doesn't report anything. Use error rule builder. And the one feedback was to add on the PHP version object a supports case insensitive constant names. Since this was actually, it was deprecated in 7.3, and I just believe in PHP 8, it's now just ignored. Like it ignores the third parameter entirely. So it was deprecated, did nothing. It still accepts it, but just does nothing. All right, let's see. Static analysis, linting, tests are passing. I consider this to be good to go. So I just gotta wait for feedback to see if we can get this merged. Andre seems to be working day and night. Usually in the afternoon when it's nighttime in Czech Republic, he usually pops back on. So maybe I'll get some feedback after the stream's over. And now, so that means I'll get back to this pull request. So that way we can get this define check in. And I don't know how often, this seems kind of frivolous, but it was one of the things that we tested for and uncovered. So I'm going to get this branch back, PHP 8 define case insensitive, git check out, PHP 8 define. I'm going to do a rebase against master. And let's get the fixing. So, not copy link address. I want to copy this. Define. Sorry. I wonder if we should do I don't know what PHP will actually do if you define a constant that's case sensitive. So let's see. Let's do PHP. No. What's the, I always forget, R? Not R. A. Define argument 3 is ignored since declaration. All right. So what happens if it's already defined? So did that just mean so define foo bar foo echo foo bar. So I feel like it needs to also throw an error in general that case insensitive is not available. So let's do this third error. Proper constant define. So we've got these items here. I don't want to replace it with the const syntax. All right, so that is the one. Let's see, var export. What? So let's do echo. Okay, so it does not. So it doesn't even define insensitive things. So let's go back to this test. Let's run the test file. So line 3 should have an error. Line 4 so that define it doesn't even throw an error. I think we should say case insensitive are stored as lowercase. Oh, so would that be echo case insensitive who? Okay, so it just was not defined. Line 4 should report that. Line 5 should have no errors. And that's not being reported. For now, I'm going to comment it out. Oh, this failed? What did it fail on? One failing check. Where is the failure? All right, I'll come back to that once we get this pushed up with some more work. Rule builder error style instead. So there's a rule. How is this used? This how private function. How and what return message. Return message, check return type. Return type. Why did this not show up? Oh, because it's searching only in test. That's why. All right. That's why I couldn't figure out what was going on. So we need to do this message. So rule, error builder, message. Our message line is node get line. And then build. So let's run the test. That's one reason I didn't try to add another message in there, as I just wanted to figure out if we got this to be placed correctly. I guess this is correct. Build. And let's go to this PHP version. So the PHP version. Let's come down here. Public function supports bool. Supports case-insensitive constant names. So return. So it is the same as here. I guess we'll just ignore the deprecated usage of it. Those PHP version ID. Oh, thank you, Corn, for your renewed subscription. That's version ID. All right, so supports case-insensitive constant names is the new function. So if this supports it, no, this, man, I am just messing up all over the place today. So, like, you missed it the past few days. I was in dark mode because my sinus headache, I couldn't stare at the computer. But it hurts my eyes. So when I have a headache, dark mode is good. When I don't have a headache, dark mode just gives me one. All right. So I feel like this should also fail. All right. Parameter rule test. Where's the test? So what we should do, so if the count, all right, expects 2, 1 arg is caught by function rules parameter. Expects 2 or 3. PHP check if string is mixed case. Feel like we should C type upper. Checks for uppercase characters. Is there a C type lower? There is. Checks for lowercase characters. Case-insensitive content. Oh, but so I guess, hold on, let me go back. Let's go back to here. So define foobar baz echo foobar baz. Define echo foobar baz var export foobar baz. Why is nothing? Why is this not working like I would expect? Let's go into temp vim. Let's make a test file. Define foobar baz test one var export foobar baz. Define baz bar foo. Test two var export baz bar foo. Define hola baloo. That's test three. Their export. Yeah, that's going to be fun to have to retype. All right, so PHP r php.php. Syntax error, unexpected end of line. Line one. What? Don't you sass me. Oh, wait, duh. It's PHPF. Sorry. So everything printed without errors. And what do I want? Error reporting e all. Oh, I see. I think I get it now. So the idea is, I don't know what I'm talking about. So how I have hullabaloo. There we go. Okay. So it has nothing to do with the. You could have a constant be crazy cased. It's just it won't support calling it with the incorrect casing. So let's not bother with anything more. I was thinking like it only allowed you to do one case. It's just you can do camel case whatever you want. It's just it has to be called in that exact same manner. I'm just going to do define all lowercase, define all upper case. Because what if for some reason in PHP 9 they say, nope, your casing has to all be the same? How did PHP Storm freeze over just trying to put an underscore in? Right? rule test. Kaboom. I think that should meet the expectations. So supports case-insensitive constant names. Now the thing is, it's been deprecated. No, not phpnet. Define. I'm still not happy with it because it's not going to throw up as a deprecation. But I guess that's okay. Because then we would have to have a separate rule that just flags it as deprecated, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to push it as is and ask for feedback on that. Rule error builder. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. That should be good. Use rule error builder and add method for checking case insensitive constant support. One day I will be able to spell insensitive correctly. Let's do a get push force. I'm going to do a force push since I rebased off of master. I didn't even spell insensitive right in the branch name. Insensitivity. V. Let's see. So I'm gonna resolve that. Fix that. Now, where's I was wondering. So this handles PHP 8 not supporting it at all. What about handling the fact it was deprecated in 7.3 per the link? Should we add sorry. Should we add another method which checks if they're deprecated so we can report that error? Or just leave this as, yeah. I want people to know it's deprecated to catch it before it's completely gone. It checks the PHP version ID. If they're deprecated, so we can port that error in our rule, or just not supported, and that's it. Because as much as I think it'd be good to report as being deprecated, it's also up to the maintainer. And I want to see how he would like to handle that. All right, so I pushed that up, and we got, man, failures already? What failed? Wait, expected. Oh, no, I'm not thinking correctly here. So the test, we want this. We don't want to skip it completely. We just want to test that there's no error here. So let's go back, define parameter rule test. Use the local history. So we want an else statement here. And there should be no errors. So let's do a quick git add tests. I'm going to amend that commit because it's a whoopsies. And do another force push. So resolve that. And that was resolved. All right. We'll let that run. That's running. Now, where's this error? Let's refresh because I couldn't find it before. 77 checks. It's not an E2E. It's not a compiler. Static analysis. Tests. Lint. Coding standards on PHP 8. The thing I did not run. Use early exit to reduce code nesting. All right. What branch was this again? Let's do GitHub, git checkout, GitHub blah checkout. In reflection provider test. What? 79. Early exit to reduce code nesting. Is that just because it has nothing else after it? I guess let's do. I'm going to run make CS on this. What does it do? So it says composer install working. Oh, build CS. It puts this code sniffer stuff in its own subdirectory of right here. And it is ignored. Gotcha. So I bet I just need to add something over here, like a positive test, or something that proves it's not going to be an error. Man, we got some filling over here too. Lint, coding standards. Okay, well, at least it's just linting. Because I haven't contributed to PHPStan enough to really like just have it automatically known. What's a common PHP function? How about this? Yield. Kufa. What is CUFA? Wait, is this a thing? Oh, call user func array. Haha. All right. Well, now this didn't error. I'm guessing because it caught me adding this. It must have sniffed the file after I add it. So let's do get status, get add tests. Again, I'm going to do get add tests. I already did that. Get amend. Push F. Now, I only recommend doing the whole amend and get push force if you're the only one working on something. If this is a client project and you're working with other developers on a pull request, just make more commits. Actually, in client work, I don't mind having lots of frivolous commits because you can choose to do a squash merge at the end if you want and keep that branch alive. But if you do a lot of force pushes, it can screw up your other collaborators' local environment if they don't do the correct kind of pull. Or also then if they make commits and that has different history and they need to try to do a merge locally, it's just a dumpster fire beyond all belief. All right, so we'll let that run, and it's going to be the game of bouncing back and forth between these two. Let's see. Create function removed. That got deleted, so I'm just going to delete the track branch. Case insensitive. Let's check this out and fix the error. Line 22. Space after closing brace to found. What? Expected one space after closing brace. Where did I put? Oh. Force push. Like, this is why it's great to have these toolings in your CI. I just wish I would have caught that earlier on my machine. Oh, why is this? There we go. Oh, excuse me. Let's go back at the this is for the native reflection. That is looking good so far. And that's resolved. So with this define case insensitive, the one question I have is about handling the fact it's deprecated on 7.3. And we were just waiting for these feedbacks to come in. So let's. All right. While I play the wonderful game of waiting for CI jobs to finish, let's go back to the root error. PHP 8 backwards incompatible changes detection. The ability to call non-static methods statically has been removed. Thus, is callable will fail when checking for a non-static method with a class name. That's a rule that can be done. I'm going to check this off. Let's see here. PHP.net. Search for autoload. This was removed in PHP 8. Has been deprecated as of 7.2, which means that so that means it should be picked up once this native reflection function is merged. That should be caught, and there's nothing that needs to be done. Let me just look at vendor, JetBrains, the stubs. This is probably going to be inside the core folder. Autoload, no. And directory, no. Default implementation for auto load. Oh, it doesn't even have it in the stubs. Default implementation for auto load. SPL auto load. Oh. So I guess we can't even detect it. Let's leave that open. A reuse array key exists with objects has been removed. Is set or property exists. These are all rules that we need to. Oh, sweet. They've got a thing that lets you convert to an issue. That is amazing. So let's pick using parent inside a class that has no parent will result in a fatal compile time error. I know some of these, any discussion of these specific items warrants a new separate thread issue, so it's not diluted. So let's look through here. Final private is no longer allowed. So we can add that. I know that's bitten me a few times. Moved. Those are his items. He commented on all of mine. Here we go. PHP does not enforce types on that because functions simply behave in a weird way around this. Pass reference. Needs rule. No idea if this is different than the AST. Getting to the override and trait method through reflection might be challenging. No action. This is already reported by PHPStan. So let's check that box off. No action needed is reported by PHPStan. I think I already checked this one off. On 3 errors. Calls parent foo but does not extend any class. That's it doesn't say it'll cause like a fatal error, but whatever. All right, so let's go through this again. The ability to use array key exists with objects has been removed. No action needed, already reported by PHPStan. Parameter 2 of array expects array std class given. Well, let's just try this out real quick. Foo equals new std class bar equals key foo. We'll always evaluate the false. Parameter 2 class bar baz new bar baz. Let's just check this out. Bar baz given. Great. So that is fixed, or that is reported. The one problem is just the fact that most people that use the Drupal community needs to stop just only running deprecation checks. They need to actually run PHPStan with static analysis. And that's going to be our one Achilles heel. And this is probably defined in the variants. So we're going to have to decide some very, like, the Drupal community is going to need to start doing some more, some better analysis for themselves in order for this to work. This needs a custom rule. Specifying an autoloader using autoload function has been removed. But that also wasn't even showing up. Parse error. The ability to call, get callable. Function. Oh, that's all over the place. So constant array type. Get callable parameters acceptors. Get type, get method. Can call method. Inaccessible method. Mutating scope. Can access class member. Why is this run twice? Oh, get the prototype. Reflection is public. Closure bound scopes. Get name is subclass of. So this checks if it's a subclass, but I guess somewhere in there we need to, this should be handled. So I guess we need to have a test for that. I guess that might be the next step, is just going to create issues. So let's write, I'm going to write a test locally. The ability to call non-static methods statically has been removed, thus is callable when failed when checking for a non-static method in a class. So let's go to PHPStan dev, class hello world. Let's say so is callable. So yeah, foo equals is callable. Hello world class, say hello. Primer 2 is callable, expects bool. String given. What? Let's bring this into a snippet. So is callable. Why do I feel like I'm... Oh, shoot. Because it would be in the format of this. So it would be in these formats. Then we would have hello equals new hello world. Then Baz equals is callable. Hello. Say hello. All right. So let's copy this into the runtime and see if it works or what we get back. So no errors. All right. So to me, that means we have an error. The ability to call non-static methods statically has been removed, thus is callable will fail when checking for a non-static method with a class name. Open an issue. From this. So share. Copied. 73 successful, 4 in progress, 73 and 4. Playground URL, sample code. I'm actually going to move this one up to here. Oh, wait, dang it. Wait. Will fail. Let's see. If no errors. So that should say always evaluates to false, I believe. And let's see. Let's do var export foo bar and baz. Let's rerun this. False, false, true. So I guess maybe there's no error. The ability to call non-static methods statically has been removed. Thus callable will fail when checking for a non-static method with a class name. Let's check the object instance. So that's not an error. What would be the error is if we did. Hold on. I'm reading things and making them into problems when they're not. So we would do. So this should work if we do hello, say hello. And if we did hello world, say how. The ability to call non-static methods statically has been removed. So would that be like call user func hello world class say hello? Call user func. All right. Non-static method. So this is the error right here. And I can't believe that would actually work in PHP 7. Oh, here we go. All right. Found one error. Okay, let's copy that link. That's I'm going to say URLs. So we've got one here and this one. The is callable should return always false when using the last two checks in a logic condition. The last call should error with cannot be called statically. So I'll submit that issue. the what? Hold on. What just happened? Submit new issue. Did I just submit it twice? Or maybe GitHub, it's just not. Did I? Notes. That's. Okay, that's weird. So convert to issue doesn't seem to be working. So I'm just going to open this in a new window. Oh, maybe because there's templates involved. Bug report. Before submitting, code snippet. Say, copy this. PHPStan also does not error when using call user func against. I'll just say it's there because it is callable, and we should be able to do call user func on hello or hello, say hello. Too few arguments. Oh. All right, so that works. Code snippet that reproduces the problem. We'll say we'll do if always false. I'm just going to combine all these. If always false. Will error. I'll pass this down here. If always true. All right, code snippet. And let's see what happens if I again make a new no errors at all. So let's copy expected output. Let's see, that's in this issue here. The is callable to non-static method should say always returns false, and the call user func statically should report. Argument 1 must be a valid callback. It sure did. All right, submit this new issue. Come on, GitHub. Oh no, is my internet just going out? Hopefully not. I'm going to close that new issue and link this back. All right, so this looks like still streaming. Great. It's just my internet's been really silly lately. Like randomly it bottoms out. The good news is, so last stream yesterday, I switched from using Streamlabs OBS to just OBS pure, and I'm now streaming in 1080p, and it's recording at the same time and uploading in 1080p. So now my YouTube exports are actually high quality as well. Streamlabs OBS just couldn't get it to work right. Don't know. So that should hopefully be fixed up, and I'm going to start working on some custom Twitch integrations for my own embed items here. All right, so this I expect to have a lot more errors, and I'm going to get started on those next. I'm just going to check that checkbox because we have an issue open. Successful. Successful. Do I have a plugin in OBS to stream on multiple platforms? So Streamlabs would let me stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time. But I am a Twitch affiliate, which prevents me from doing the multicast option. I made that an explicit decision that I was going to only Twitch on Twitch. I originally started streaming to YouTube or doing live streams on YouTube, but I wanted to do Twitch, and I decided I was going to go full on with just Twitch, so that way I could take advantage of the Twitch affiliate to earn revenue via subscribers. Whereas with YouTube, it would just be the YouTube partners, which I guess I could get there faster, and maybe they do tipping of something. I don't know. Twitch just seemed like it was the more appropriate platform for doing this. And as part of the agreement, when you become an affiliate, you agree to only stream directly to Twitch and wait 24 hours before exporting your videos, your streams to another platform. So far, it's been going okay. I haven't decided if I should. Eventually, I might decide if I'm going to do the multi-streaming, but I don't know if OBS has a built-in plugin for it. You have to use like Restream or the Streamlabs OBS. Usually that's like a paid service. All right, so I'm going to get to actually one thing I should copy over. Okay, so there is actually a plugin with it. Oh, I already had an example. And that's not really that should error or not. Let's edit. Comment and parent issue says that it should be handled in constant array type. Yeah, I know a few people that do the whole multi-stream thing. I just wanted to give a shot with picking one platform to try to take advantage of the monetization capabilities. I don't think YouTube has anything about that with their live streams, but I know Twitch does, and I just figured like, hey, let's try. Recently, I actually got my first payout. So between tips and subscribers, after doing this since March, I got $100 paid out, which is pretty cool. You know, these streams are sponsored, like this one sponsored by Esteemed. So my time's not, am generating some revenue off of these live streams, but it's nice to see that there's the additional that could be coming through through my fans and watchers and viewers. So I appreciate everybody that tunes in. So that also makes it worth it too, that people are actually watching and finding benefit. All right, let's get back. Let me try to get focused and try to get started on this issue within the last 20 minutes of the stream. So let's make a new branch called new branch non-static methods called directly. Yeah, I think in PHP 7.4 and whatnot, it would just throw a warning that a non-static method was called statically. I know this because it would happen in Drupal with the format. Oh my goodness. I just realized when it comes to Ajax callbacks, so many people probably did this in their Drupal code. You know, it's like class my form extends base form, and they're, you know, they got their public function build form foo. You know, they've got the Ajax callback, and the callback is, you know, they're saying static class, you know, like their current thing, Ajax callback. Oh, and that can't even be detected. I'll have to detect that in PHPStan Drupal. And then they've got public function, Ajax callback. This will error. This will not. So actually, one thing I'm going to do, github.com, mglommen, PHPStan Drupal. I'm going to write an issue for this. Detect when Ajax, when form API Ajax callback is invoked statically, but the method is not static. In PHP 7, calling a non-static method statically only through a notice or warning. In PHP 8, it will cause explosions. Example code. Since the callback is nested in a form API structure, PHPStan will not detect that we're eventually going to call this method. So we need a custom rule to make sure the Ajax callback is static if invoked statically. Example of not static. So to make this not static, we would actually have, let's just duplicate. You would say this. You would say this Ajax static. That's how that would work. Maybe we also need to check if in the above is calling a static method. I don't think that, actually, I don't know if that matters. I don't think saying this and calling Ajax callback will matter. Oh, yeah, the, actually, I'm not gonna, yeah, the whole trusted callback interface, I'm gonna pin this, and the add check for ensuring pre-render callbacks. I'll be working on this next Wednesday. So if you're interested for some extreme abstract syntax tree parsing inside of arrays and form APIs, I'll be tackling that next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central. I'll be tackling that. All right. So this helped catch a bug in Drupal because we won't, in the form API in Drupal, it calls call user func array, but it's not directly there. It's part of a form array structure that eventually will be called. So let's go into the tests. I don't even know where this would go. Rules, I guess inside rules. And comparison, Boolean and not constant, if constant, condition rule, unreachable ternary else. Oh, classes, access private constant through static rule test, class constant rule test. I guess. Oh, wait. Non-class attribute. Nope. New static rule test. Oh, this is the. Let's check this. Actually, I want to update this and test something real quick. Because maybe. Because I wonder if the bug is more than just hello world. Oh my goodness. Say hello. Maybe that errors. All right. I got to update the issue. Actually, the following does error, but not when call user func is invoked. Shoot. Static call to instance method. Let's see where this got reported. Call statics method rule. All right. So let's see. So whenever there's a static call, it checks static call to method. So if function method reflection is static, is not in class, and is some name of, it adds in the array error. Oh. So I'm just trying to figure out like where's the best place to put this, or to begin testing it, because it's not like it's kind of covered by call static method test call. Where's the test for this? Call rules methods. Oh, so it's not in functions, it's in methods. Call static methods rule test. Call static methods. Call interface methods. Call incorrect case name methods. Static calls to instance methods. So that gets reported, but not when call user func. What's using this? This looks similar. Say type. Call user func is type. callable. What is this bug? Call to function parameters rule test. Says there should be no errors. Call to function parameter rules. Call functions. No. Call functions, options, callables. What's callables? Not guaranteed to work. Test is callable. So maybe that's what I need to look in. So callables, what is call callables rule test? Trying to invoke string but might not be callable. Wait, test rule. If PHP version ID is greater than 8 and use static reflection provider. Well, let's run it and see if it goes. Test ignored. Test data bug. Test null safe variant. Why is this skipped in PHP 8? Yes, let's just go ahead and make a file and data called bug 22.php. Let's add it. Just paste it in here and do public function test bug 5782 void this analyze dir data bug 5728. Let's just run it with an empty error array and see what happens. It's not what we would expect. Or let's do hello world, say hello. What? Call callables. Oh man, that's because it's only picking the one rule. Callable. Trying to invoke blah, but is not callable. Invoking callable on unknown class. Trying to invoke, but might not be callable. So, like, why? Oh, this just feels so hard to do. So, this is just actually calling functions and not running is callable. There is callable there. Assert is callable. Name get type is callable. Callable. Let's drop a breakpoint here and see what's going on. Let's do debug. And the debugger didn't even hit. That must just be because we're in the wrong rule. Because that callable inspects when it's actually been invoked, and that's a static method. Is there anything that runs call user func? Call the function parameters rule test, call the statements, call the non-existent function rule test. Foo. Closure return, implode function attributes, incomplete, inner function rule test. I don't know. I don't know where this should go. APIs, API static call rule test. Oh, that's just inside of its own self. Rules generics. Callable or closure problem. Call user func array on a callable. That's this 3920. All right. What is bug 4820? Node scope resolver test. Yield from gather asset types. Oh, shoot. Yield from. Okay, don't even know what's going on in there. That's above my head. So this should be, okay, this looks somewhat promising. Call function to parameter rules. Nope. We don't care about the parameters. Call function to parameter to rules. That's again in 3608. 392. So again, the same thing. All right. So we have the call static. Oh, maybe that's got to be call static methods rule test. Check this only. Because I don't know what call data. Let's move this from functions to methods. Refactor and move it. And if we go to call static methods rule, I don't know. The problem is I don't know what in the abstract syntax tree is callable breaks down to. This would be of type bool. What? Check this only. Sure. False. All right. So method name is say hello. All right. Maybe we're in a good part. So we got the class, errors is abstract, class name or class name. Errors, none so far. Class type, class reflection, type for describe, class type, can call methods. If it does not have the method, there's a method reflection. If is static, or is not static, call a static instant method. We're just going to get the one error. So I don't know what is callable. Like when is callable, or I don't know. Hopefully Andre can just get back to me and we'll know where I should start poking at this, because I have absolutely no idea where to move forward with this without trying to put that through PHP parser itself. So at least we've gotten, we have 2 issues almost done. Let's just look back at them real quick. Native function reflection, and I did not make an issue for the one thing, the define callback. So let's just go pop over to PHPStan source. And so they're both green at least, so that will be good. We'll have 2 fixes. This native reflection deprecated support is probably the biggest one and will be the biggest win. As I know there are some Drupal 8 sites which have PHP 5 code. It's just chunks of code were copy pasted into being just, oop code. Like they just move stuff around, especially around like views type code. So this should hopefully help catch things as we move to Drupal 8 or to Drupal 10 with PHP 8. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back. Thanks again to Esteemed for sponsoring the streams. I really value it, especially contributing to PHPStan it hurts my brain. So it's nice not just doing it on my nights and weekends. I appreciate this opportunity. I'll be back streaming again on Monday for Simply Test Me, and that's at 2 p.m. Central. Of course, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Central for Drupal 10 or Drupal upgrade tools, and Thursdays at 2 p.m. for PHPStan development. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you later.